returns on Marta Stewart Living Radio, Sirius XM 110.
Hello, gorgeous. We're back here Living Today. I'm Ryan Brockington, being joined, as always, by my friends Chris and Naomi. Your Living Today team here in the studio on a lovely, sunny New York day. Hopefully it's sunny where you are. And we are also being joined by our sunny new friend, Dawn Del Russo, a fashion and lifestyle expert. You can check her out at dondelrusso.com. But right now, she is here to talk all things online shopping, which I am a big fan of. I have a feeling we're going to have a lot of fun.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
So much to talk about.
Yeah, and there's so many different things out there now that we have to either be a member of or you have to sign up for, and you have to be online at a certain time to get a certain deal. And it's a full-time job. It
is. It absolutely is, especially if you're like a shopaholic. You need to know everything now.
Yeah. And I remember when this craze of super amazing deals for a limited time on websites like Gilt that is very popular now, where you have to not only sign up to be a member of this website, but you also have to be online at a specific time to get that deal and that great purse or that great shirt.
Yes, they have these flash sales that happen immediately, and you need to know, usually Gilt is at 12 p.m., and everybody knows that. I mean, whether they're in an office, on a beach somewhere, they have their iPad and they're ready to go, ready to click that sale.
Yeah. It's funny. My friend works at Elle Magazine, and I went and visited her one day for lunch, and I showed up in her office, and I said, are you ready for lunch? And it was about 11:45, and she goes, yeah, we need to get out of here before the sale starts. And I was like, what sale? Are they having a sale here? She goes, no, everyone stops working, and everyone gets on Gilt, and we all have to figure out what. And these websites are abundant now.
Yeah, now there's, tons of different ones. Rue La La, Editor's Closet. Every single one is pretty much doing the same thing. It just depends on what designers they're selling that day, and if it's your favorite or not.
So how do these sites work? Where are these clothes coming from, and why are they able to give away these deals?
Most of them are from the designers. The designers are kind of giving them a small amount of items to sell for 2 or 3 days, or some just for a few hours. And if you're the lucky one that gets to see that and clicks, on your size, you get that. So it's coming. Most of them are coming from the designers, and you do want to make sure that they are. Gilt is a very well-known site. Rue La La is a well-known site, and they give you all their details. And I think that's one of the most important things to look for. If you haven't heard of the site before, do your research.
Right.
You don't want to be on one of these sites and it's like, oh, I love this Gucci bag, and you get it and it's fake.
It's from Frucci.
Yeah.
Yes.
That could be scary.
So I want to focus on each one of these that we've talked about individually because there are a lot of us out there that still are not members and might be interested in joining one or two of these websites to get a great deal. So the basic overhaul for these sites, they came out at a time when many of us weren't purchasing high-end products, and these big designers had to figure out a way to still get their stuff out there.
Right, and they were, if you lived in New York, you knew about sample sales. If you were in the fashion industry, you know about sample sales, and everybody loved going to them. If you went to a Christian Louboutin sample sale and were able to get a pair for $200 or $300 compared to, $800, it was phenomenal. Everybody loved that. And I think designers started to want to make that possible to the whole entire country, if not world. People that can't necessarily get to these sales in New York City, now you can. Now they're online, and Gilt does that for you.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
It is awesome.
It's like it's never been seen before, and they're getting better and better with what they have and the options that they have. The stuff that people are really looking for. Originally, it was, items that you weren't necessarily high-end, real high-end or real designer, or the pieces kind of left over. Now they're actual items that you go into Saks and maybe see. And if you're smart and checking out the sales, you can get them online.
And that brings me to my next question. Are these items still in fashion, or are they last year's?
What's cool is most of them are. Some of them you do have to know. If you really have an eye on fashion, you'll know immediately, like, oh, no, those YSL shoes are definitely from last summer. A site like Editor's Closet, I tend to notice on there is more last season. Gilt tries to stay on top of trends and really be new and up to date. A new site that isn't really it's a sample sale, but it's stuff that's going to come out for the next season is Moda Operandi. And that's amazing. If you're into fashion and you're watching the runways, and, when you're watching this last season's runway and you're like, oh, I need to get this item, and you can't get it until it comes into stores, 3 or 4 months later, now a site like that is allowing you to get your hands on those items now before anybody else.
An interesting thing about Moda Operandi, and I'm glad you brought this site up, I saw one of the creators, one of the girls on Bloomberg TV talking about this, and she was saying she was always so frustrated that she would go to these amazing fashion shows. Some of these items would never even get made, but they were brilliant. And I think another thing that they're also doing is offering items that won't actually be in stores, but they will still make them from the designer, and you can buy them.
Exactly. It's awesome. I mean, I've seen jewelry on there that's definitely only runway worthy, and if you're that type of girl who really wants that unique piece, you can go to a site like that and get it. Now, the prices are still going to be obviously a little bit higher because it's not a sale price. It's actually the real original price of the item because it's off the runway. It's something you can't even get in stores yet. But if you really want that exclusive piece,
that's a really cool option, especially if maybe we're saving a little bit of money here and there for that item, and a year has passed. We have that purse fund ready to go. That's a great site to visit.
It's awesome.
So Moda Operandi.
Yes.
Okay, great. So that's a really good option for.
That's a must-see site. Even if you're just going to browse and you want to see the trends, it's awesome for seeing the trends. I mean, they have items on there that I'm wowed by. I'm like, oh my God.
Yeah. I love online shopping. It's one of my favorite things to do. We are here talking with Don Della Russo, fashion and lifestyle expert, our friend here at Living Today. If you have specific websites you love to visit, maybe you shop on 1 or 2 sites, maybe it's just Macy's.com, maybe you find great deals there. Call us at Living Today, 866-675-6675. Share your favorite online shopping site. We've talked a little bit about guilt. And I love websites like this because they don't only offer those fashion pieces, that great dress or that great blazer that you want. They also have really good home items. They work with interior designers, will come in and pick pieces from different actual designers and form a collection.
Which is amazing. I mean, you can get a desk that you don't see anywhere on Gilt now, or even travel deals they have and restaurant deals that we weren't ever seeing before. I mean, they've been so innovative with coming up with these type of sales as well, not just doing fashion, which is great for anybody.
Yeah, and so their travel site is Jet Setter, and their food site, which is pretty new, is called Taste, I believe. Gilt Taste.
I think it's Gilt Taste.
Yeah.
I know Gilt Home.
Right.
Gilt Taste, and they're all on Twitter too. So
I bought my dad's birthday present from one of these sites a couple of weeks ago. His birthday's in August, and it's really awesome. And now I have to share it, but he's at work. He's not listening. I bought a 8x10 black and white photo of Yogi Berra and Hank Aaron shaking hands, and Yogi Berra, it's signed by him, and it's certified by the Major League Baseball Association.
Now, where could you ever get that?
I have no idea, and I got a great deal on it.
Exactly.
You're going to love it.
That's the kind of stuff that you want to find, and that's what these sites are offering.
And they give you really, really great ideas, too.
Exactly, yeah. If you're not, you go on and you can kind of see, and then when you go shopping in the stores, you kind of know what to look for. You know what's on these. Another one that I didn't even remember to say that just came out is Fab, F-A-B.
Love Fab.
I am obsessed. I am obsessed with it.
And the different part of Fab is that it's for people who love design in general. So it's things that unique designers. Maybe there's a brilliant designer that works with ceramics, and they make an interesting vase that looks like a fish, and it's brilliant and really popular. Well, they might get 20 or 30 of them and be able to offer them cheaper. There's all sorts of different things. Fab.com, it's very, very new.
Very new.
Yes.
I mean, I was on it, I was clicking through it, I'm like, this is amazing.
Yeah.
I saw something, so they had pink toilet paper.
Oh, pink toilet paper.
I said, wow. You never would think.
Maybe you're having a Barbie party. You never know.
Yeah.
So if I've purchased a present for my dad, if I've purchased, maybe I've even spent a couple of $100 on a pair of shoes. What if they don't fit, or what if my dad doesn't like it?
That's what you have to be careful about. A lot of the sites do offer return policies, which is awesome. 14 days, so you kind of get the item and you know it's not my size, it's not my fit. You want to make sure of that. The bigger ones do offer your money back, but a lot of them do an exchange. Mm-hmm. So if you're not willing and not open to doing exchange, you don't want to buy that, you want to get your money back, then make sure you read the fine print and check that information on each site, because you don't want to be stuck, obviously, with a pair of shoes. But
right. And that's one of the first things we should really be doing when we sign up for these sites. If I'm new,
research.
Check their privacy policy, check their return policy, and also check how much they're charging for shipping, because that can be a big deal.
That's a very big deal, and you don't want to be overcharged. If you're buying the stuff on sale, and that's the whole goal here, you don't want to be spending, all this money, especially if you are overseas maybe, or, not with the same kind of access as some people have for shipping. You want to be very careful of that, because it can be high. And
when we do purchase these specific items, that maybe it's a Burberry umbrella, we have to return it to Gilt because we bought it on Gilt.
Yes.
Yeah.
You can't return it just because you see it in a department store. You can't return it back. They won't take it back. It is exclusive to these sites.
And that's a great thing to remember. Another really good thing to keep in mind is there are certain items out there on these specialty sites, on these super big flash sale sites, that we can be utilizing either coupon codes or we can say, hey, friend, check this site out, and we can get a deal, right?
And that's really what, like Rue La La, they offer for every purchase a friend makes, you get $10. And it's happened to me, and I've bought, home decorating stuff. I've bought shoes from them. And it's fun because if you're on Twitter or Facebook and you post your code, your friends click on the code, they sign up, and as soon as they buy something, you do get the $10 from them. And a few of the other sites do something similar. It's fantastic. I mean, you can start to get stuff for free.
Ooh, I like that. I love free stuff.
Exactly.
And so what are those go-to things that you will always purchase online first? Because for me, I don't mind purchasing a great bag or great shoes online, because I know my size and I know what I like.
Right. Those are the easiest.
Yeah.
Jewelry is usually okay, depending on the kind. I mean, if it's diamonds, you want to be kind of careful with, who you're buying them from, which site you're going to. But any kind of accessories, home accessories, shoes, handbags, cute little hair things, those are always, you really can't go wrong. Besides shoes, you can't go wrong with the size in those. And as long as you know that the colors and the styles you're going to like, it works pretty well. When you start getting into clothing, you have to be careful. I suggest going for clothing where you've bought it before in a store, or you have the J brand jeans, or you have, you already have the item, you've bought it before, you know your size, you know your fit. It makes it a lot easier to shop on these sites. And once you know that, it's fantastic. Then you can really go crazy.
Yeah, there are only a couple of different types of jeans that fit me, and there's a specific designer, Diesel Jeans, which is very big, but there was a sale on one of these sites, and my particular cut, and I knew the jean name, there was 3 different colors, and it was a great deal, and I was like, done, done, and done.
Right, exactly.
Because I knew it fit me.
And that's the best way to shop.
Right.
If you're going to do it, make sure you know. You got to know your size and your shape. I do not suggest buying clothes any other way.
So speaking of best way to shop, you're a fashion guru. You know your stuff. You know online shopping to a T. What is your game plan when you go into one of these sites? I
first check, like I said, their policies. I need to know what their policies are right away. Shipping, is it free shipping? When's it? How quickly will I get the item? Because I have been on a site and I've ordered stuff and it took a month to get it. Now, if you ordered a gift for your father and it took a month, you could be in trouble.
Yeah.
So those are the first things that I check. Then I actually start from the bottom of the sites because sometimes, most people are starting from the top. They're kind of working their way down. I start from the bottom, and a lot of the good stuff is on the bottom that people haven't seen yet, and you can kind of get your click on there first and get it in your basket. You want to make sure your basket, they kind of give you a time limit on a lot of these sites with how long you can keep an item in your basket. So you want to make sure you find the best things first, and they're usually at the bottom because people haven't seen them yet.
Ooh.
Yeah.
So whatever the time is for that sale, get online and then start at the bottom and go up.
Yes, and there's actually a really cool site. It's called Broke Girls Guide. They actually give you a heads up at the beginning of the week of all the sales that are going on. So they kind of compile a video. It's on Style Hall on YouTube. They do a whole video, a couple minutes, telling you all the best sites, sales, and what each one of them has. for the week. So it kind of makes it a little bit easier if you're not the person who's like, I don't want to go through a ton of emails and see. They do it for you in a really cute video, a couple minutes, and I love it. I actually check it every Monday. On Monday, I'm like, okay, so what's going on?
That's your Monday watch.
That's my Monday watch.
Yeah.
I love it.
If you have a favorite shopping site, maybe you were recommended to a site that you just fell in love with. Is it a flash sale site? Maybe it's a normal site that you love to shop online and you know they have great return policies, or you want to share it with us. Give us a call at Living Today, 866-675-6675. We're talking to our friend Dawn Del Russo, fashion and lifestyle expert, and if you want more information on Dawn and what her favorite fashion tips are, give her a little ring online, DawnDelRusso.com. So, Dawn, within the world of shopping, if we're not on one of these flash sites, maybe we're shopping on a favorite site of ours in general. Say we're on Macy's.com. What are the things we can do before we check out? Because there's always that space for a coupon or promo code.
Yes, there are. And I immediately it's so simple. You can do a Google search of whatever the site that you're on. If it is Macy's.com, if you're on there, I do a quick search and I'll type in Macy's coupon codes or Macy's promo codes. And without fail, Retail Me Not, a site will come up, and they most likely, especially large sites like that, do have coupon codes. You don't want to miss out on that. I mean, who would want to miss out on 10 or 20% off, or if not free shipping on an item? It's fantastic, and it's so easy to do. It takes a couple seconds, open up another web page, and you're good to go.
And you feel like a super sleuth.
You do. I love it. When I see a coupon, I'm like,
yeah, you're like mystery soul.
Yeah.
And then it takes the $20 or $30 off.
It's so exciting. You put the code in, and almost every single site you can find a code for.
Yeah.
Facebook and Twitter, the stores also usually offer codes on those, so I always suggest to check those too. Like, go to Macy's Facebook page and see, because most of the time they are offering some sort of code. If you like the page, get 10% off. Who knows what they have? You want to make sure you get that. Who wants to miss out on that?
Right. I'm a big Twitter search. I do a Twitter search every time I'm about to check out. Go to Twitter, use their main navigation search bar, and type in Macy's coupon code or Macy's promo code, and it will bring up the latest tweets. Most of these large companies now have internal departments for social media, social marketing, where that is their main job, is to go on Twitter, Facebook, and put these codes out and really beef up those sales.
Exactly. Sometimes they're even doing giveaways. I mean, you can get free items with purchase, and you don't want to, miss that.
No. So, are you seeing any of these trends dwindle a little bit, or are we still on that forefront of the flash sale?
I think people still love to. I think they're getting savvy to it, and I think everyone's starting to see the better sites that are coming out on top, and who has the best shipping, who has free shipping, and those are the sites I think more people are going to, and are going to be those standout sites in the long run that continue to get better product and bring new things in. But I think it's definitely still on the rise. I mean, Guild Group was on Gossip Girl, and everybody was talking about it when it was on there. Net-a-Porter opened the Outnet, their sister site, to their designer site that offers sales. So I think a lot of these companies know that people are still looking for sales. They don't always want to pay full retail price. And with the internet being so large and so big, we know that there are ways to find the items that we love at a discount. So don't think that you have to buy it at retail. It may take a little bit more time, a little bit more research, but you can find it at a better price.
Yeah. And do you think we'll see a trickle-down effect inside of retail stores? Do you think we'll see more sales? Maybe you can only get this here inside, or any of those things?
Absolutely. I'm actually noticing that a lot, even when you just flip through. If you do still get catalogs in the mail.
Love them.
We do. But
yes.
They'll give a special little section. I think it was Crate and Barrel had inside their catalog, a smaller little catalog that just showed their online sales and just what you can get online. So vice versa, stores are doing the same thing and saying, listen, you have to come into the store to get this top or to get this dress, which is fun because it does give you the option. If you do live close to one of these stores, why not, have the ability to get something that maybe someone can't get online?
Right.
And they're going to have to do that in order to compete with these flash sales.
And that tangible shopping is still important for us to get those favorite pair of favorite jeans or that favorite sweater.
I mean, who doesn't want to go try on a piece of clothing or, hold their favorite throw pillow? I mean,
girl, there are some days I do not.
It is.
There are some days I do not want to. But most days I do. Yeah. And the days that I don't, I just shop online. So what are some of the trends you're seeing right now on these online flash sales? Are there, are scarves really big, or what type of accessories are you seeing online a lot?
Sunglasses and watches. I feel like I see them all of the time, and like Michael Kors watches, I know they're in a lot of Bloomingdale's, Macy's, and department stores, and for some they can be a little bit pricey, and they are on these sales often. I mean, I see them, I want to say every month they're showing new sunglasses or a new watch. Those two items, I feel like they're very easy to wear. Everybody kind of knows what they like, and they're good go-to items. And a lot of beauty products I've been seeing a lot more too.
Yeah.
I think because people don't want to pay full price for beauty brands, and for the longest, there's never been a sale on them. I mean, even department stores, they're usually in that fine print, excluded, no beauty items, no perfume. And I think now these sites are onto that, and they know to put your favorite perfume or cologne on there.
Yeah, and you can always stock up on those types of things.
Why not?
When you find that favorite face wash or that favorite shampoo and conditioner that's on sale, grab 2 or 3 of them. And
it's smart. It's smart shopping.
It is.
Yeah.
And with these types of products, they are perishable for a little bit longer than we wouldn't buy groceries on. I'm still trying to. There is that new craze of the flash sale for like steaks or they do have those online. That is a little much for me.
Yeah, I'm a little. I mean, maybe olive oil because it'll. I don't know.
Right.
I don't. Those items I still have not kind of dove into myself yet. Although I'm.
So
eventually.
Another thing I want to talk about, we didn't actually plan on doing this, but while you're here, I'm gonna bother you with all things online shopping. I am a huge fan. In New York, New Jersey, here on the East Coast, they offer a service called Fresh Direct. There are other services that are starting up all over the nation. It's online grocery delivery. One of the beautiful things I love about that site, and they do have an app, is they will tell you right off the bat the grade of the produce right now. And I love it because they have a star system, and they'll say the produce right now is, radishes are 3.5 stars. They're very good right now. You should grab some of these radishes. Or oranges right now are 1 star because they're not in season. They will say right off the bat how these things are, right? Yeah. And I find that very interesting that these retailers are coming forward and saying this is how things are, just letting you know.
It's smart. I mean, you can't go into a grocery store and really know that. I mean, besides looking or picking up the item, it's there. You kind of say, oh, the price seems a little high. Maybe it's not in season right now. But to have that, I mean, they're getting creative, and they're thinking of ways to get you online and to use Fresh Direct rather than having the inconvenience of actually going to the store. And I think doing things like that is helpful and may make someone shop a little bit quicker than the person saying, oh, I have to go into the grocery store and I'm not sure if these things are as good and I could tell better online.
Right, and many of us don't know to pick up an eggplant if it feels heavier than it looks when it's ready, and if it doesn't. Right, those sort of things that we will hopefully teach you here
and you hope that, the people they have picking out the items for you for your delivery also are more savvy to that and aware of that and maybe picking out the better produce for you.
Now, one thing we didn't touch on, we touched a little bit on home products, but one thing I love on these flash shopping sites are the kitchen products, because they are abundant and beautiful and the best brands.
They are.
I bought a standing mixer on a flash site. I've purchased an entire new Tupperware set on. I mean, and the products are really great.
Yes, and they're the names that you recognize and know. I mean, it's like, besides having to carry the item out of the store so heavy, and now it's getting delivered right to your house. So the items that you know, and for the price that you want, rather than $300 or $400, which could be crazy for those items.
I love it.
I've seen the little cupcake holders too. I love those.
Oh yes.
The little carrying kits.
Yes.
Oh, so cute.
Have it. Purchase it.
And another site that I have to mention is Shop E Drop Off. This site,
Say that one more time.
Shop E Drop Off.
Okay.
It is like an eBay site, but they only take designer items. So let's say you have the designer items in your closet you've had for the longest time and you need to get rid of them, and you're like, I'm never going to wear these shoes again. I'm never going to use this designer bag again. I spent so much money on it, and I want to get my money back for it. They allow you, they pay for shipping and everything. They send you a shipping label. You ship it to them. They take a small percentage for making the sale, but it's almost a guaranteed sale, and then they just send you a check back in the mail.
What?
Yes,
wow.
I've done it, and I've been doing it now for the past few months, and I'm in love with it, and then you can use that money to shop on these sites.
Wow.
Yeah, it's
That's
very
really
cool.
great.
Yeah, and they only do designer, I think it's over $50 the item had a retail for originally, which is it's still good,
So when you do something like that, you send them the product. Do you send them how much you originally paid for it, or do they do all the research?
They handle everything.
Wow.
And the pictures that they take. I was on the site, and I was like, I want to buy my item back.
Yeah, you're like, wait, that's mine. I want it back.
I'm like, wait a minute. They made that look really good.
I love it.
Yeah, and it's just another way to kind of clean out your closet and make room for the new.
Right. So in general, we have learned to, if we are joining these flash sites like Gilt, like Rulala, we need to make sure we take into account their shipping policy, check out their privacy policy in general. We should do that with every site.
Every site.
And also, when those sales do start, shop from the bottom down or bottom up.
Yes, absolutely.
Yes.
Make sure you know that.
And shop, but buy a couple of items, because I know that a few of these sites are now saying we'll ship everything for this small amount.
Yeah, they'll do it for just that one shipping amount, which is fantastic.
That's great.
Make sure you
I love it. So on Living Today, every week we ask our guest our question of the week. And this week it is, what is your favorite frozen dessert?
It's so hard to pick, because I love frozen desserts.
Yes.
I love Ciao Bella, the coconut gelato. Delicious.
Coconut gelato is so good.
It's so good. And I don't want to admit it, but I could eat it out of the container. I don't even want to wait till I get home.
We actually made some coconut popsicles. We made them a few weeks ago, and it's one of Chris's favorite things. Chris, the engineer for Living Today, but we learned a good tip that if you are making coconut gelato or popsicles at home, to toast the coconut first, because it pulls that coconut oil out. Yes.
Oh, that sounds delicious.
So next time we make them, we'll have you back.
Yeah, absolutely.
So for more information on what you do, let everyone know where they can go.
Yeah, my site is dawndelrusso.com. It's a little bit about me. I also have a blog, My Intimate Affair with Fashion, where I always post what's going on a lot of these sites and my favorite items. So
that's really great. Well, thank you so much for being here.
You.
I appreciate it.